6 American jointer, which is an excellent tool. The bandsaw here is an 18-inch bandsaw that was made out of, I bought the 2 wheels and the frame, and I think maybe Abraham Lincoln used to put wood on it. Everybody laughed when I got it, but it worked real well.
So you actually made that?
No, I just made it work. It's there. Basic good frame. The wheels were there. And you put this on here.
Wow.
Cut bevel. See, somebody can cut over here. It could be modernized. I said it was an 18-inch. It's a 24.
Now, are these all 3-phase, or are they?
Most of them are 3-phase, because I had 3 phases. And of course, the Delta 14 each. You can't beat them. I mean, they go on forever.
Well, that was one of the last things that Clark bought for one of his kids, was a Delta 14-inch bandsaw.
Well, these old ones, I've had that 50 years probably.
You know, I've had mine. You see mine out at the beach. I've had that for, my dad gave it to me, and he'd had it for 50 years.
Yeah. You can't beat them. They're good too. And the drill press is, good little drill press. I've had it forever, and it still does what it's supposed to do. And then there's another one back in the back. And we got all sorts of hand tools that you got to have, and some of them are homemade and are adapted to do what they're supposed to do, and
And what about that big bandsaw?
Big bandsaw is a 36-inch bandsaw, and it's another great bandsaw. See, most of these tools I got on a deal. You never buy them new; you couldn't afford them. And there was a friend of mine that he had a cabinet shop. He married a rich woman, and she bought him a cabinet shop, and the cabinet shop he'd run it in the ground. So I'd worked on his boat.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted some money, so we bought that, and the planer and the joiner, got it out of there before the sheriff came. And but you take a good tool like that, if it hadn't been burnt or dropped, you can just, whatever you have to replace, put new tires on them, new bearings. I had to put new bearings in this, new bearings, that no big deal. And
Well, I wish you'd fix my Delta Milwaukee bandsaw. It makes so much noise, but I try. I take it apart and put it back together, and it it's always run. I got the new bearings for it. That's it.
Put them in?
Yeah.
It still makes the noise?
Yeah. This is the one of the ones in the pictures.
That was the Lament originally. I built in 1962 for Marvin Haber.
And they erased it?
They raced it in one little race they had up and around St. Pete out in Egmont and back in. And the reason they put the tower on it, because she only had a 413 cubic inch engine, and some of the boats was twin engines. So we're putting the tower on. They raced in the Flying Bridge class, I think it was, something like that. And they did real well with it. They'd done a lot better, because the day they raced it was completely flat calm. And they'd been wheeling her for up there in the upper bay in that chop. And when she'd hit a chop, she'd pick on up and turn, but she needed less wheel.
And so that's what, mahogany and juniper?
It's juniper, plank, and mahogany framing.
And you use mahogany for most of your framing?
Yeah.
Or all your framing?
Yeah, mostly both.
So why they use oak sometimes and...
Well, I don't use oak.
But mahogany and oak are the two things they usually use, and you just like mahogany.
They do down here. We don't use oak. Oak don't last.
Now, if this guy Hunt, what was his name? Charles Hunt got the reputation for having designed the V-hull boat. How do you get that? I mean, weren't there a lot of V-hull boats around,
Yeah,
or he's the one who just popularized
He had
it?
a nice running little...
He had the Bertram, wasn't it? One of his?
Oh,
no, that wasn't one of his.
Oh, the Bertram. Well, that was C. Raymond Hunt.
C. Raymond
I
Hunt.
thought you was talking about Charlie Hunt from Lake Wales.
No, I'm talking about C.
Oh, I
Raymond
don't
Hunt.
know
How
about
did he
him.
get? How did he get the? I mean, like the V hull seems like it's been around forever. How do you get?
Well, he just beat it up, and they was racing those boats across the.
Yeah, wasn't it the
Indian.
Moppy or something like that? That was the
Moppy.
famous one. Well, these are certainly some beautiful boats, and they've
the
stood the
20
test of time.
That's the first of the 26 footers.
Uh-huh.
I built 5 of those. Built 2 of these. And that's a 20-foot outboard. We built 3 of those.
And then this boat right here, is this one of yours, or?
This is Captain Siebert. Tim's daddy designed that called the Lotus.
Uh-huh.
Tim had it for years, and then we got some more money and we built the antique.
So if I had a key, I can let somebody in at some point, you know?
This is like your storage area up here, your loft.
Yeah, I lost some smaller boats up there.
Oh, you actually, that's your lofting floor.
Yeah, if they're not too big, I've lofted. Most of them have been lofted up there. The bigger ones I do down here, put some plywood down, and that's just baby storage and junk. And the back corner back in there, that's all patterns for castings of various boats, struts, rudders, whatever. And we got a couple of dinghies up there. That's my buddy Roe, the blue one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, this was my first boat shop. This was in the old garage at home, and this is the first G-Loo, and I'm about 14, I think, there. Then, and this is the boat. This was out in front of Selby Gardens, this Hudson Bio. Then the next boat is my Dixie, which is my 18-foot boat, and I built it underneath the pine tree because it was too big to go in there. And there's a
Okay.
picture. This is Hudson Bio. This was my first good 20-foot inboard. And that's Brother Homer in one of the 19-foot outboards. That's a 33-foot. I built 2 of them. The second was the Rincadon. The name, but it was the first one. Later on, I built the Rincadon. It was similar, but wasn't the same boat.
It looks like a nice boat. I like the Rincadon.
Nice looking boat and a good running boat. So it's got a pair of crowns in it. This is a 28-footer.
All right.
Open sport fishing with a real nice boat. This is Baby Doll that I built in '62. This one was built in the first boat shop. That was the one I built for Brad Day. This was a little 18-foot boat that I built. It was a Crosby design.
Now, Brad Day, was he from Bradenton?
Yeah.
And he was an author or something?
He did some writing.
Uh-huh.
Egbert,
Yeah.
Bradstreet Day.
Yeah? I knew his
yeah.
daughter. He had 2
He had
good-looking
2
daughters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, one of them's still in Braden, I think.
And then the boat up top?
Yeah, this is this boat 30 years later.
Okay,
A
we're
different
over here
boat.
now.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait. I'm trying to have a hard time finding it. Okay, I'm up at the top right here.
Okay, that's a 37-foot sport fishing with a pair of big diesels in it. We built for people down at Boca Grande. It's now up in
Is that
Fairhope, Alabama.
fairly recent? I mean, that was...
Yeah, that was in late 90s. I'd have to look it up.
Okay, and I'm going to have to just move down. Let me just... Yeah,
That's this boat 30 years later.
right. So it's the same boat.
Same boat, it's just a different owner.
Did they give it a name?
The Hectors are named
Wow.
now.
Well, that's a good name.
Yeah, it was. This is Baby Doll again, and back in. This is the one I designed and built for a doctor friend of mine. She's got everything her 30-footer had, but she just condensed to about 18 and a half foot.
Right.
Had roller this, self-steering. And all
Okay.
that.
And
I
then...
built, this is the top knits. I built 16-foot outboard. We built about 6 or 7, I think, of those. This is, I don't think you can see it in there.
Yeah, I got it. It's no problem.
That's the boat that's outside. That's Jones Lament when it was new.
Mm-hmm.
This is my mother's G-Loo 3. out sailing. Had a good day to take the pictures. Henry Waite took them and see the nice background.
Yeah, it looks like a typical
Yeah, big
summer
old,
sky.
Yeah, no, it looked great. This was Homer's second windmill. He and Skeeter Morrison. They did quite a bit of real winning with that. And
Okay, now,
that is the second of the 26-footers. The first one is out there, the teal. This was the Whisper. It's now in Boca Grande. This picture was taken up at Eastern Maryland. He took it up there run it up there for a while. This is a 45-foot trawler that we built, and I did a lot of cruising on it. And it was a plane boat without me. It was an actual boat. This is a 21-foot sport fisherman I built and owned for 6 years. There's Carolyn running it. This is the drum beat, a 49-foot Withels, Charlie Withels design I built for Robin Daniels. This is the Endeavor.
hold on 1 second now.
That's the Endeavor, a 51-foot catch that I designed and built for Marvin Haber in I think we launched her in 76. She's up in Oxford, Maryland now. I was border here saw her here a couple of months ago. That's a picture of her sailing. Not a good picture. We never did get any decent pictures of her sailing. 46-foot sport fisherman that I built for John Henry Wilbanks, and Russ Gifford has owned it for years. That's the Thunder.
Now, what about down at the bottom here? Is this one of yours?
That's Bob Lindsay's. That's the Defiant. That's a 26-foot sport fisherman, and we built 5 of them. That was the last one we built.
Well, wait. Now let's do the Sharpie over here. Just we hadn't gotten.
Oh,
that.
let's leave that Sharpie out.
Okay, we'll leave the Sharpie out. Okay, so hold on now. There you go.
All right. Which one?
The red
Here?
one. Red. The red one.
This one.
Yeah.
That's Bob Lindsay's.
Right. Okay.
My cousin Chuck shot these from a chopper. They had a chopper down.
Okay, and then we go up to the houseboat up top.
That's the Clark's Ark. That's up in Bradenton now, and I built that for Charlie Clark. He's an old friend of mine and Arthur Clark's father.
Okay.
And that is
Water.
the Ina.
Right.
That was Captain Tom Anadown schooner. She died she was from Tarpon Springs. She died up there.
Right.
This was a little boat. I didn't build a hull, but I finished it off. A little 24-footer for.
Okay.
This is the boat my daughter and I built. This is the Daddy's Darling. We built that in '03. This is another G-Loo that Ricky Lindsay has. She's got red sails and blue hull. This is the third one of the 26-footer. That's the Hello Darling.
Right.
It's up in Bradenton now. This is the teal you saw out there with Captain Mark. She's
Right.
always been in the commercial business.
Right.
This is the 28-foot twin screw sport fisherman I built, which is a damn nice boat. I've lost track of it. This is at the time it's had 2, 3. It was the Janus at the time, and then it became the anyway. A nice little 22-footer. Sails well, got good accommodation, lots of pride. This is my first penguin I built. I built that in about '47 for Homer. And then Homer went off to Korea, and I come home in the meantime, so I sailed it and raced it, and then I sailed when the class was petering out, I sold it. This is Tom Dickinson's a little handy-andy 1924 Atkins design. They gave me heartburn to build it. This was when the big flood was out in front. And my man here, Gongelo, had a dory, 14-foot dory out back, and so we was going to go down across 41. There was a bar right there to get us some beer while I was waiting out the flood.
Right.
Well, I didn't realize at the time he was romancing the barmaid, so he'd call in once in a while. Anyway, he screwed around. Flood went out. He had to get his buddy with a
Truck to go pick him
record
up.
to come bring the thing home. We never did get our beer. And this was my license when I quit going to sea. And that is the lady. This is my frigate, my 33-foot cutter.
Now, do you know how many miles you have on that boat?